Yes, Salvania Kwe from Juba. Yeah, welcome to our program today on Google Radio Podcast. We just have a couple of questions. We need to talk about the what the situation is going on right now in South Sudan, especially in economic issue. So we heard a lot of people complain and say there is not salary. Can you please tell us just feedback a little bit about situation in South Sudan? Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much, Simon. Indeed, the economic situation of the country is not something really new. Since the conflict erupted in 2013, and then it continues to 2016, and up to now, the economy really has literally collapsed, and this has created a very big impact, uh, mostly for the civilians, because you find this the civilians are unable to get their timely salaries for quite a long time. And if you look at the salary itself, it's not able to meet the demand that is in the market. You find you may end up, if even though you are given a salary of for 1 year, it may not be really enough to cater for your family, for example, or for your medical bills. Now, of course, there have been some instability all over, issues of communal fighting, apart from the revitalized agreement that has really become stagnant for a long time, and there is no way forward for now. Which, of course, you might know, the main partner for the revitalized government that is headed by Riek Machar is under house arrest. The government was saying is really under investigation for criminal charges. So up to now, his fate is not yet known. And the IO, of course, came with an interim kind of leadership that is to take over from Dr. Riak, waiting for his clearance if at all he is taken for trial. And that will be the business of the IO themselves to sort it out. But the government is accusing the first vice president of criminal charges related to Nasir. So all these make things very difficult in terms of the economy, if we come down really for the economy. And if you look at the trend now, the vice president, who is now Dr. Benjamin Bolmel, when he was sworn in, and his early speeches was, he promised to timely pay the citizens and also the army. He promised every 24th of the month he's going to pay. And he started quite well, and then all of a sudden, the 24th of every month is not happening, and nothing is going on. People are not getting their salary as he promised.
Salary,
Yeah, the 24th of the salary. That, of course, I talked earlier, is not even enough, even though you are given for 1 year. So people are just there living on the mercy of God. People are doing their own businesses. The inflation is high, and sometimes recently, if you are going to withdraw money, for example, from the bank, they limit it. They said there is a shortage of cash. And I witnessed that also when you want to get money from, there is this mobile money services.
Yeah.
They call it Momo, and is run by one of the mobile telecommunication, that is MTN. You have money there, but they say they don't have the cash. So you find even it's becoming more useless to have this service, the Momo or the mobile money.
Yes.
So
before you go further, just I'm asking about the normal, the individual there, the normal people living far away from city. The people don't have car. The people don't have anything. Just renting a house, working with the government, like working at the hospital. People working and teachers, like the teachers, for example. How does people survive in this situation like this?
Well, you need to have some side hustle. That's the only way to go. You find if you are a teacher, you need to teach in many schools, or that's the only way you can do it. You teach here and there, move here and there, and run some business also. That
What
is the
about the
only way you
hospital?
can.
What about the hospital?
The hospital, the same thing. I mean, the doctors, they have different clinics all around. You can work in 4 clinics or 5 clinics as a doctor, and so that you are able to get something to feed your family also. Because what will you do? I mean, if you're working with the government, for example, the main hospital, the Juba Teaching Hospital, that is owned by the government, and salary is not coming, and as a doctor, you are passionate, your job is supposed to save life. At the end, you need to sacrifice, really. The doctors are sacrificing a lot, as much as the teachers also, because these 2 professions are very crucial in any development of a country. For a country to grow, these 2 professions are important, because you need to save life, and at the same time, you have this issue, the traumatic issue of salary not coming. So you find you need to balance these 2. What do you do? So at the end, it's either you go and teach more, have more hours to teach, and get some money to feed your family.
Yeah, that's right. Because
Yeah.
we got the report from the one of the NGO working in Juba. So she showed us some doctors don't want to go to work because the doctors said they don't have money for 5 months, and then all the patients sitting outside. If you saw this video, it's very bad in our country. That's the reason why we need to ask you guys, you underground there, exactly what is the problem. Why the government can pay people the money on time? What is going on? There is no money in account, or there's no money in our country. We have a lot of resources, like we have oil, we have a lot of resources there. Where is this money going? Go ahead.
Yeah, there could be many reasons for that. Based on the history, the president one time said he's looking for solution, and that word has become very common in South Sudan or in Juba, looking for solution. Meaning the people that have been placed in those institutions that are supposed to take care or to offer services to the people of South Sudan are not doing their job. Because if you cannot pay your doctors, and then you will have a problem with resource, because people must be healthy for them to work, for them to pay taxes. So if you are not healthy and you are not working, then the government itself doesn't benefit from you, and the country doesn't benefit from you. So I believe that sends a signal also to the government that the doctors are fed up, despite it being a noble profession. It is a calling to save life, but they are also human beings. So I think they're just sending a signal that something has to be done, or their case must be addressed. And I think that is why they are trying to say, okay, well, if that is the case, why do we work? So I think if the doctors are taking this trend, even other sectors equally can do that, like the teachers. Like University of Juba, one time they also did the same until their salary was increased. But of course, the delay is always there. And I'm not surprised with the actions of the doctors, because people are across the board. People are really suffering economically.
Yes, Yokwe, before we go to a short break, just I want to mention something really very important for our audience, because the reason why we're asking this question about situation in Juba, because we saw a lot of things coming to us in social media, the situation getting bad. So we need you guys, if anyone have a comment, please comment in the comment section. If you only want to have a question for Silvana Yokwe, if anyone have a question for Silvana Yokwe is available there. You can ask a question. We are ready for that. Okay, Yokwe, let's go to short break and then.
Part of the world. Are you listening and enjoying Gugu Radio? No matter what, keep your faith and values. Keep your trust and empathy. Gugu Radio, the voice of future.
Thank you very much. We come back again, Yokwe. Before we're handing over program with you, just there is something is going on now about the dollars. We heard a lot of people talking about the dollars in the market. what's going on about the dollars? South Sudan have a South Sudanese pound. What the dollar mean for them there? Go ahead.
Yeah, the dollar is treated here as something important because they're looking at the value. If you have like SSP, that the South Sudanese pounds, currently at the black market is around 590,000 South Sudanese pounds. Sometimes it can go to 600, or it can drop a little bit down, but it's just within that range. So, and to carry that money, and that is around $100. If you go across to Uganda or to the neighboring country, Kenya, or any other, it's not making any value. Nobody wants really to use it much. It's better you use the dollar so that you are able to easy business transaction. It becomes easy because the value is really not making any sense. And that's why people are focusing much on the dollar. And then the other thing is the main source of the dollars is really from the oil. If the oil is flowing very well and properly used, and also the NGOs also can be source of the dollar circulating within the country. And again, some of these dollars actually go to neighboring countries like Uganda and Kenya, because there are many South Sudanese in Uganda. They have their children schooling there, they have other businesses there. So whatever money generated in the country also goes to Uganda. It doesn't stay much here in South Sudan. So you find you have your dollar, you just change it here, and you just use the SSP here. That is the South Sudanese pounds. So if you are now getting like 200,000 South Sudanese pounds as your salary, and if you're working with the government, what do you do with the 200,000? I mean, it cannot even take you 1 week, depending on the family you have. If you want to go for medical services, how much are you going to pay? Maybe consultation alone can be requested 20,000 or 25,000, depending on where you're going. Because if it is a private hospital or health facility, then you pay more. If it is the government one, which sometimes you may not get proper services because the doctors themselves are also busy in other private sectors. I mean, like private hospitals offering services where they know they can get something. So you find the money itself is not enough. Yeah. So you would rather prefer somebody to pay you in dollars rather than paying you in SSP, because you can easily change the dollar itself and you get some money, and then you're able to buy for yourself or for your family some vegetable or some grain, and you just grind and then you continue to eat and survive. So this is actually survival. It's not that we are living a healthy life. It's just survival by the grace of God. So something really has to change in terms of putting the right people in the right place.
In the right position, You know, what happened is we heard a lot of news from the different NGOs, especially in Australia, some of them in UK. They're talking about, they cut off the budget because all the NGO now cut their budget from South Sudan. So we asked them why. He said now these people is not good in management for the money. So this affected a lot of some NGO as well in project in South Sudan. And I want to ask you another thing. What the government think about this situation going like this? What the government tell the community?
Well, officially the government has not addressed the citizens of South Sudan. We had independence celebrations in the initial stages before the 2013 war, but currently there is no official celebration. It's been put down to state level. You can celebrate in your house, or maybe sometimes the Red Army can organize some celebration kind of thing, low level, not high level, because these are certain avenues where the government can come out and address the citizens what is going on. Sometimes they can give press release and all that. So if the government can really come out and address the citizens, what is going on, normally in most of their speeches, they attributed that to lack of, lack of peace. And how can peace come? And peace can come if at all the roadmap, that is the implementation of the revitalized peace agreement, is properly handled. And then people go for elections and come out with a legitimate government after the election, and see what that government, if elected, will move the country forward, how it will move the country forward. But the thing is, the citizens are not getting much information as possible from the leadership regarding how to tackle this economic crisis. And I can go back to what the president really said many times. Is really saying he's looking for solution.
Solution. This word before he said that I'm looking for solution. I don't have people work. A lot of people work with me.
Exactly.
She said this word. It's very good. They remove them out. Why these people still continue there and then tackle everything, and then the people is suffering? What is going on?
Yeah, I think there is one thing. If you look at the recent appointment of Adut Salva Kiir, she has been brought in as the special envoy for special programs, presidential envoy, and that alone signals something a bit different. If you look at Adut, she's more of humanitarian, and she's looking at specific programs that the citizens really need in terms of schools, infrastructure, health. In her speech, she was talking of how she can bring people back from the neighboring countries, those staying in the camps, those in Kakuma, those who are in Bidi. So she's saying something that looks promising, but it's yet to be seen how far she can go with those beautiful ideas she put forward. So we wait and see. But otherwise, the whole thing is centered towards action, the right action carried out by the right people in the right places in the institutions of this country. And that really, I believe, is the way forward. Otherwise, we'll be having the same story every day and every night and every year in, year out. So that's the issue here.
Yes, Salvador Yakwe, thank you very much for your time with us today on Google Radio Podcast. Yeah, just want to tell our listener, whatever you're watching us now, live history, we need to know what is going on in our country. Wana kama bikali bara bitajuba, hajat alga hasilina wa kabarat algija fi social media maranas gifai mubeteri galat. فأنا طبعا جبنا correspondent بتاعنا international correspondent سنوبك در بوري لنا exactly في شو بيجي حاصل ورا هناك لكن ما قال إن الناس ده politic إن اللي قال against ناس لكن طبعا ده reality ده هي الناس دي issue فوقه في جوبا الآن. فسو Salvador Yakwe, thank you very much for your time with us. And bye-bye. We'll see you next time.
Bye-bye.
With years of experience, Google Radio has been broadcasting live 24/7, promoting culture and identity while empowering people to embrace their heritage and traditions across the nation. Google Radio, the voice of the future.
Yes, okay.